We're with Eastern Connecticut head women's lacrosse coach Christine Hutchison, getting ready for her 5th season at Eastern Connecticut. The Warriors return a very solid nucleus, losing just one starter from last year. Christine, will this be one of your most experienced teams?
Yes, definitely. We have lots of returners, as you just said, and we also have a lot of newcomers coming in. So we're going to have a very nice starting lineup, and then we're also going to have a very capable bench to be able to put into.
And that's probably a step up over teams in the past in terms of being able to take 12, 13, 14, 15 players?
Yes, definitely. We've had bigger numbers, roster size just in general. We have 26 this year, where in the past we've had always under 20. 16 was our minimum. So just having those extra numbers are good for practice times. They're also good for games. We'll be able to run with teams. Not that our girls couldn't in the past, but I mean, you get tired after 2 30-minute halves no matter what you do. So having a bench that's going to be able to come in and have fresh legs that are just as talented as the people I took off is going to be very helpful.
Well, no, you got a lot of returning players, but would you be able to talk about a couple of those players as real key players, maybe a couple of your seniors?
Sure. Defense, we have Meg Barrett coming back, who's very talented. She's quick, she's aggressive, she knows what she needs to be doing. She's a team leader out there. She's very positive, and she's just overall one of our best defenders that I've had in a long time. Midfield-wise, we have Daniela coming back, who is very good. She's very fast. Yes, very good, very fast, very aggressive. And then on attack, we have Ashley Prizio, Priz we call her, and she is one of our leading scorers coming back. So we are expecting her to put the ball in the cage again this year. But we also have the depth this year where if she's being face guarded, that we have other attacks who can also get the job done too.
Okay, and then another person back who didn't play last year, didn't play for a couple of years, but is back, and she is going to take over for Nancy Ibrahim in goal. Talk about Christiana Ibsen.
Sure. Ibsen is very talented. She's very athletic. She hasn't played in a couple of years, so we're kind of getting her back into lacrosse mode. So she's been playing volleyball. So she's just an aggressive athlete in there. She knows what she's doing. She has wonderful clears. She has very good spatial awareness of what's going on. She's very vocal, so she helps her teammate out on defense. And she just, she has the don't want to lose mentality. So she's going to be very helpful back there. And she definitely plays up to the teams that we play. So she wants that challenge. I mean, she loves having, the shoot-arounds where everyone just shoots right on her. She loves that kind of competition. So she will help us out this year a lot.
Well, the team is, since you've been coaching, the team is 29-1 in the regular season in the Little East. And we just talked about your being, no surprise to anybody really, being the #1 preseason pick in the conference. Most coaches shy away from that, don't want to talk about that, but you seem like you and the team are accepting that.
Oh yes, we, obviously it's always nice to have other people think that you are as good as you hopefully will be. But I also think, our mentality is we don't lose conference games. So the team, that's pretty much what they're looking to do, is we don't lose conference games. We play out of conference games to get better for our in-conference games. But it's also been the norm. They've been voted, so it's not anything different for them. They're used to it. It doesn't affect them in any mentality-wise way. They're not, they know that every game in our conference is going to be hard because people are looking to beat us, obviously, because we've been ranked #1. But once again, we play every conference game like we could lose it, obviously. So we play every game as hard as we possibly can in conference. So win or lose, they're going out there to obviously get the win, and I don't think that being position #1 is going to make any difference in their mentality when they step on the field.
There might have been a time a few years ago that where, in terms of conference games, Eastern would win by a large margin against most of the teams. But if you look at last year, by example, you played 4 conference games that were decided by 1 goal. Has the bottom come up in the conference?
Oh, I hope so, because we have not gotten any worse.
That's the question. That's the key.
Yes, and it has. And the other coaches are doing wonderful jobs recruiting and really getting our conference up to, to be able to play in and out of conference successfully. So I think that's huge because, when I first started coaching, we would run over schools, and it wasn't good competition. It wasn't helping out just the Little East out there. It just wasn't helping the name at all.
Yeah.
So now that we're competitive in and out of conference, that helps us prepare for everything. So I love playing the conference teams when they're coming in, and there's that competition out there, and there's that will to win, and we have to play our best to be able to win, rather than just go out there and kind of nonchalantly do whatever. I mean, we would win some games in the past 21-6, and that was with me putting in all my subs. So we don't do that anymore ever, and I think that's a real big credit to the other coaches out there and what they're teaching them and how we're kind of moving as a conference.
In the preseason this year, talk about the fact that how, having been outside since day one, since your first day of practice, you've been outside on your turf field. Talk about, that's a new thing. Talk about how that will help your team.
The weather has been wonderful. I think just getting outside instead of being in a gym, very, very small gym, our transition will be better, our shooting will be better. I mean, spatially will be better just because we're used to the field. It's cold out there, but it's not anything that they're not used to. And we're going to be playing, the first beginning of the season is going to be kind of chilly. So I think all that kind of stuff, getting them used to running outside, the endurance-wise, passing and catching outside is just so much different than inside with those lights. So all that is going to be really, really beneficial for them starting off the beginning of the season. So we should have a quicker kind of team unity than we did in the past, because you could only play 6v6 inside. We're able to play full field games outside and really kind of get everyone learning and knowing how everyone else works. It's been really nice.
Last question, Christine. You guys open up at home for, as far as we can tell, maybe the first time ever. You're playing on March 3rd against Colby Sawyer College. And you talked about the focus has always been on the conference games, but you're talking about wanting to make the non-conference games competitive and being able to, or is there more emphasis on those non-conference games in the last year or two?
Oh, definitely. And I think this year, because we have a bigger roster size, we don't have to really make sure that our starting 12 is in shape at the beginning of the season. We have the subs to be able to put people in and not lose anything. So that's really nice. And I think going into season or into our conference games with a losing record, mentality-wise, is tough because they have to fight back. So I think this year we're going to focus even more on winning our non-conference games, because that'll get us ready confidence-wise, and also ability-wise we're able to do that. So always competitive at a conference, but this year I think they're going to do even better than they have in the past.
Okay, so the Warriors open up their season on March 3rd, hosting Colby Sawyer College. Then they will be on the road at Salve Regina, and they will return home on March 10th against Babson College at 1 o'clock. Christine, thank you, and good luck this year.
Thank you very much.